Turns out Honorable Sam George was throwing dust in the eyes of Ghanaians when he announced DSTV package upgrade on Monday. DSTV has since come out to say the package Honorable Sam George announced on Monday was a promotion that will end in December. But I blame Ghana media for this debacle. Why is that? Honorable Sam George is a politician. It is his job to present himself in the best light possible. DSTV is a corporation. It's their job to present themselves in the best light possible. The media, though, it is their job to hold both of these two entities accountable. And they didn't do that. This demonstrates the business intelligence deficiency we have in Ghana, specifically in the Ghanaian media and even in the Ghanaian political space. My name is Rebi Tony. I'm a Ghanaian writer based in the US, and give me a few minutes to explain to you why I'm making this claim. But before we do that, subscribe to this channel if intelligent conversations is what you are interested in. And let me prove why I always say intelligent conversations is what you are interested in. On Monday, I recorded a video on this issue, which didn't do well on YouTube because people don't really like those type of videos. It's business. And in my video, I said, Honorable Sam George saying DSTV gave him more than he asked for is a red flag for me. He means that DSTV is either hiding something or Honorable Sam George is the best negotiator in the history of the world. And it turns out Honorable Sam George is not the best negotiator in the history of the world. DSTV was not even hiding something. They just put a fast one on him. And in that video, which I put a link up here and also at the end of this video, I also said my reasons for why I thought the DSTV deal with Honorable Sam George stinks. One of the reasons I gave was that even with the upgrade, some of the packages, Nigeria DSTV is still offering more channels than DSTV Ghana. So the upgrade, not a big deal for me. But I also said, which is the prediction which I'm proud of right now because it turns out I was right. I said the deal Honorable Sam George entered with DSTV was most likely be overturned in the first quarter of 2026. And my reason for saying the first quarter of 2026 is because Canal Plus, the French television company, took over DSTV and officially will start operating DSTV from October 7th. But the first quarter in 2026 is when their integration process would start. So MultiChoice will start being integrated into Canal Plus from the first quarter of 2026, right? So I thought that is when they will start looking at every decision that DSTV made before they took over. But it turns out that they are not going to wait for that long. So my prediction was even more conservative than I thought it was. They made DSTV Ghana realize that, you don't go about making promises that you don't intend to keep for life. Because you can't make a promise on something you don't have. Usually, let me make this simple. We had an election in Ghana on December 7th. But Mahama took over office on January 7th. There's a transition period between December 7th and January 7th. Any decision Ghana enters into between December 7th and January 7th, although binding, is usually questionable because a new president is taking over, right? Because whenever you have a new president, certain things change. All the ministers are changed, all the heads of departments are changed, etc., right? It's the same way. When a business takes over, they change the CEO. Actually, Canal Plus already announced a new CEO for DSTV or MultiChoice. They've also announced a new CFO, Chief Financial Officer. right? It means that they've already made provisions to make sure that the decisions that was being made before they took over would be looked at critically when it takes over. And I'm pretty sure they are the ones who asked DSTV Ghana to come out and say, yo, that's just a promotion. We will change in January, right? And why am I blaming the media for this? If it's a decision that entered between Sam George and DSTV. This is why. I heard the press conference between Sam George and DSTV on Monday around maybe 12 noon American time. And I went into a class at 12:30. And the moment I heard Honorable Sam George said more than I asked for, it was a red flag for me. So after my class at 2 p.m., I called a friend who is a financial analyst in Ghana to ask some questions. And he was the one who pointed out to me that actually with the package upgrade, Nigeria still have more channels than Ghana. He was the one who pointed that out to me. And two, he also pointed out that DSTV and Canal Plus have a deal coming up. And I went on CNBC Africa to confirm the deal and all that. I called another friend who is also in business, and he also explained some of the business happenings around this to me. So immediately, I, who have zero experience in mergers and acquisition, saw that something was wrong with what DSTV and Sam George were announcing, right? So I asked experts and they confirmed my suspicion. So I made a video on this channel to explain what the experts told me to you. And the reason why that is disgusting to me or disgraceful for the media in Ghana is we have big media corporations in Ghana who have hundreds of journalists, and none of them suspected a thing. None of them pointed out that this is too good to be true. This is not how business is done. And even more disgraceful, the opposition NPP were asking questions, but they didn't ask the right question. The right question was, why would DSTV give Honorable Sam George more than he's asking for? That is a simple question. Because there's no reason DSTV would do that unless it is a temporary agreement. And they made that temporary agreement with Honorable Sam George to hold him off till Canal Plus comes over. That is all they did. And they were smart to do that. I would too. Right? I'm a business guy. I have businesses. If somebody wants to make a deal with me that will cost me something small in the temporal but benefit me more in future, I'll take that deal. But why would Honorable Sam George take that deal with DSTV? I don't know. Unless he just did it because, one, he himself lacked business intelligence, or two, he was too blinded by his desire to announce to Ghanaians that I made a win to analyze critically the provisions in the agreement he made with DSTV. I don't know which one it is. I just know that the media in Ghana failed Ghanaians by not asking the right questions. The media in Ghana failed Ghanaians by asking Honorable Sam George to come on their TV stations and radio stations to keep throwing his weight around like he did something good, instead of finding financial analysts, business experts to come and sit and analyze if this makes business sense. And it doesn't make business sense. It didn't make business sense when they announced it. It didn't make business sense today. Yo, the media and the opposition in Ghana are failing Ghanaians. That's what I wanted to say. And, that's what I wanted to say. I have nothing else to hide. I have nothing else to hide. Charlie, my break, I'm tired. I have nothing else to add. Subscribe to my channel if you're interested in the intelligence I present on this platform. And then it's just me recording this in my office or in my home office by myself. And easy Google, calling friends, was able to find who in the story Honorable Sam George was selling to Ghanaians. That should tell you that the more bigger we get, the better we are going to be at this. Talk to you later. Thank you for supporting my channel.